Hi friends and family, welcome back to another pour. So today's pour actually takes you from the beginning, like prepping the canvas, to the very end where we take a look at the close-up of the final piece. So here you'll note that I am unwrapping a 20 by 20 canvas, and then what I am doing here, it's the proper way of doing it, which is first you tape the back, and this is actually takes me forever to do this. Here it seems like it's like a no big deal, but it actually took me forever to do this, which is why I don't usually tape my canvases, but today I'm trying to show you the proper way of doing this. So yeah, so here we go. So I actually taped the back of my canvas, and then I also put in the push pins, and I put in the proper push pins, which are the 1.5 inch push pins. And you do that so that when you lay down your canvas on the table, you can put your fingers underneath it and lift it up. Otherwise you can damage the sides, the paints of the sides. So yeah, so and these push pins are super hard to put in. Usually you know, if you have like a sturdy table, you can just use like either a mallet. Usually that's preferable, a mallet, using a mallet, so to put in the push pins. But my tables are not sturdy at all. They're just, you know, those card tables that, you know, you buy at Walmart. So I had to push really hard to get those push pins in. Sometimes, you know, I push so hard that like I literally have to take a break after I put in the push pins. But anyway, so yeah, but like I said, today we're doing it the right way. So putting in the push pins, and then the layering of our cup. So today I'm utilizing leftover paints. So I have Golden's Iridescent Copper. I have Phthalo Blue by Liquitex Basics. I have Greenish Blue by Amsterdam. I have Brilliant Purple by Liquitex Basics. I have Dioxazine Purple by Golden. I have Light Blue by Liquitex Basics. I have Pearl Papaya by Arteza. I have Indian Yellow Hue by Arteza. And let's see, I know I have another one. Oh, obviously 24 karat gold by Deco Art. So today we're going to be using a funnel. And so we started to layer the funnel. We started with Dioxazine Purple, then we did Brilliant Purple, then we did Phthalo Blue, then Light Blue, then Cyan, Primary Cyan by Amsterdam, which is one that I didn't list. Then we did Greenish Blue by Amsterdam. Now it's an Indian Yellow Hue by Amsterdam. Not Amsterdam, Arteza. And now it's Pearl Papaya by Arteza. And then after that, I think I'm going to go in with the copper. So this is Iridescent Copper by Golden. And then probably going to do gold. I don't know. Should I do gold? Oh gosh. Yeah. Let me just make sure there aren't any stuff in it. Okay. Yeah, this might be a little too much gold, but it's okay because this Deco Art 24 karat gold is fantastic. Now we can. I love like Dioxazine Purple next to gold, so this is perfect. And now we're just gonna go back to the same order as before. So it's the Brilliant Purple, Dioxazine Purple, Brilliant Purple, phthalo blue, and then primary, no, not primary, light blue, primary cyan, then greenish blue, and then back to the last of the Indian yellow hue. I'm trying to finish my paints. So now I'm gonna put a healthy bit of gold, and then after that we're gonna go in with the last of the pearl papaya, and the last of the pearl papaya will be it. But I'm gonna try to scrape as much out of this cup as I possibly can, because Arteza is one of it's a tier 2, but it's still more expensive than like Liquitex Basics. So yeah, so I try to not waste any of my paints, but especially the ones that are more expensive. I'm sure that makes sense to most people, right? So I also wanted to say a little something about the fact that I've been watching my videos, and I've noted that, one, I do not enunciate. This is something that one of the viewers mentioned, and I try to do that. The other thing that I also notice is that I forget my words, and they're simple words that everyone knows, but yeah, it's after the accident. There's little things that I forget. Like, for example, the other week I was trying to say the word shovel, and I just couldn't remember what it was called, and I just described it to my mom, and I was like, what? I was like, I need one of those things, that you make holes with, or, that we use when we find rattlesnakes and stuff like that. But I just couldn't think of the word right at that moment. It's just something that happens to me after the accident. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, so here with the funnel pour, so there, depending on how you move the funnel, or how you lift, how quickly, how slow, whether you just keep it in one area or if you travel with your funnel, it will make different compositions. And so here I sped up the funnel pour a little bit. I tried to speed up as much as I possibly can, so that, once again, it's not a boring video, but as a request, I am trying to show you from the beginning to the end of the pour, so that you see exactly how I do it. So so here I just decided to go to just be in the middle and be really close to the canvas. I wish I had maybe done it from higher up, and then also not use a pillow. I think I didn't really need the pillow. I mean, copper is beautiful anyway, and I may have a few cells, copper cells, but it just wasn't necessary, because there was plenty of paint in there. But I wanted to show you, like, one of the things that I love about Arteza paints is that they look so shiny that it almost looks like candy. It's so wonderful. I don't know if you've ever gone to an amusement park called Magic Mountain. There's one in Southern California, Valencia. And we used to go there as kids, and they used to have the best large round lollipops. Anyway, so yeah, so Arteza paints, when you pour it, especially if you do like a ring pour, it always reminds me of those lollipops. They were so delicious. Anyhow, back to the pour. So here I am putting some flow extender, because even though I have plenty of paint, I want to keep as much of the composition as possible. So yeah, so that's why I'm utilizing the flow extender, and this is the flow extender from, yeah, I'm just trying to finish as much of my paints as I can. So here I tried to use, I ordered a number of my paint knives, and so I try to use one of them to make like I guess like to wreck this, but it made mud. And I think it made mud because there was so much copper underneath that it just brought it up and it made it look like mud. And so I had forgotten about the copper, and so yeah, it just didn't look right. So I'm gonna have to tilt that part off because it just looks like mud. And even though I know it's copper, you know, someone else who doesn't know will think that I just made mud and will criticize my pour. So yeah, so I'm just gonna have to tilt that part off, but it's okay because like I said before, we have plenty of paint here, so we should be fine. So now it's just a matter of first just kind of tilting from one side to the next and kind of rolling it to see if we can stretch and see what part of the composition is going to give us the greatest or the best piece. And so as I suspected in the beginning, this mud thing is really driving me nuts, so I'm gonna have to take that off. So first I'm going to try to anchor this paint as much as I possibly can on the top, but not going over, so that I can still just stretch it without going over, so that it still comes back and I can still move my, even though, I mean, it did anchor it quite a bit. Usually it doesn't, you know, anchor as much if you don't go over the edge, but anyhow, so yeah, here we go. Here, here I'm, you know, again, I'm trying not to go over the edge and just pull as much as possible. I love to get some cells. I already have a few of the gold ones, as you can see there, but would love some more. And I know I would have gotten more, but my heat gun, it's not working. And so I don't know whether it's not working because it heard me say that it couldn't handle all the air bubbles and is on strike or something, or more likely is that I handle the heat gun with paint all over my hand. So I probably left some paint on the device, and then now it doesn't work. And I've tried to, you know, just take it off and stuff like that, but it doesn't work. So so I see all those air bubbles. I saw them when we first did the funnel pour, and then that's when I discovered that the heat gun is not working. So right now the issue is that I'm trying to figure out, do I buy another heat gun or take the plunge and buy a torch, because I know that the heat gun cannot handle all the air bubbles. But like I said earlier, I am so scared of handling basically fire without really seeing it. I mean, I know I have like I use an 82-inch monitor to see this stuff as I'm pouring, but I can burn all that stuff down too. So yeah, so the dilemma now is, do I do heat gun or torch? No. Anyhow, have any suggestions, or maybe you have a suggestion on, maybe you know something else that I can use instead of like a torch that is not just like a little tiny heat gun, because that does not work. Well, I would appreciate any suggestions. Anyhow, so here we go. Back to the tilt. So what I've noticed is that the copper that's underneath kind of comes up a little bit, and there are some areas, obviously it's called iridescent copper, and it makes, like, especially like this, see that area that's kind of rainbowish looking, doesn't that kind of like look like an oil spill? I don't know if you've ever seen like in the news when like a tanker or like when there's an oil spill from one of the rigs. You know that like real shiny layer that looks kind of like a rainbow. That's kind of what it reminded me here, but at the same time, those colorful rainbow iridescent stuff, it makes me think like I see like a fairy in the middle of this painting. So this one I'm gonna call Fairy Kisses because it just reminds me of that. And yeah, so to me it seems like it's a fairy like blowing kisses. I don't know, can you see it? It's right there, right in the middle. Now I'm kind of crushing her right now, or her. Yeah, fairies are female, I think. Oh, there might be a male fairy, I don't know. Oh, something to look into, right? Yeah, but the fairy is that greenish figure in the middle. And so I love the whole fairy thing, but just the idea of the fairy I love. I'm not 100% on this greenish part because I didn't put a green in, and obviously it's, you know, the gold and yellow mixing with the blue. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I can't get rid of my fairy, right? Huh. But I need to get rid of some of the paint. And I also need to cover it. I don't know if you can see the bottom part right there of the painting. It needs I need to cover it, so I'm gonna try to cover it without losing my fairy here. Okay, so I think I did that one. There's another spot over by the oil spill looking rainbowish area, and let me see if I can cover it without losing some of this stuff. I mean, it's so pretty, but there's so much paint still left on here. So let me see if I can compress like some of this stuff into lines instead of like spots of paint. Oh, I don't want to lose this light blue. It just looks so beautiful, but I need to cover that corner and also get rid of some of this paint, extra paint. I really should have not put that copper pillow. You really don't need the copper. You don't need a pillow for this kind of pour. I just, you know, I wanted to have something shiny underneath, but I think I should have put gold. If that's what I wanted, I should have put gold instead of copper. Especially copper. Sorry, I'm still getting rid of that wicked cold that I got when I was taking care of my mom at the hospital. So still trying to get rid of it. Anyhow, so yeah, so the copper, because it's golden, it's so pigmented, so of course it's going to take over a bit. I'm just fortunate that it didn't take over more, but I did want more gold cells, but I think for that I needed a torch. And my fairy is a little, well, I can still see the wing. See, the wing is like with the more intense yellowish, greenish that's in the middle. But it's, yeah, my fairy's a little deformed now. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm just trying to center the paint, and this is done. So let's take you in for a close-up. So, as always, the gold does some amazing shimmering things. Look at that lovely, lovely copper stripe next to the light blue. It is just fantastic. And these are elements from the middle of the pour. I had a hard time pulling the funnel without dripping, so it dripped, but the drippings made really pretty things. I mean, it's just super blue, super wonderful. Here I see a snake. I mean, I talked about a snake, so I see on the side. Do you see right there, right there, right there? You see it? You see it? Oh my god, that's so scary. Yeah, we have a lot of rattlesnakes here in the desert, and it's super scary. But you know, they stay away from us. We try to stay away from them, and yeah, let's just live happily without hurting each other. Okay. Yeah, this is beautiful. It, like, the colors are absolutely stunning. They're beautiful. And here's my fairy. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who sees it, but it's so there. And here is an actual photograph of the final piece, and it dried beautifully. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next one.